Suella Braverman's immigration policies spark fury in Tory ranks. In the heart of Westminster, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the historic buildings, tensions simmered within the Conservative Party. The air was thick with uncertainty following the recent announcement by Suella Braverman, the newly appointed Home Secretary. Her controversial immigration policies had ignited a fierce debate, not just among the public but also within Tory ranks, leaving many wondering, could this be the beginning of a major political upheaval? It all began with a seemingly innocuous press conference. Braverman, known for her fiery rhetoric and hard-line stance on immigration, stood confidently at the podium. "We will take back control of our borders," she declared, her voice resonating through the crowded hall. But as the cameras flashed, a palpable unease settled over her colleagues. The proposed policies aimed to drastically reduce the number of asylum seekers entering the UK, a move that many feared would alienate moderate voters and spark unrest among party members. As the news broke, whispers of dissent echoed through the corridors of power. Conservative MPs, many of whom had campaigned on a platform of compassion and inclusivity, felt the ground shift beneath their feet. Among them was the charismatic and influential MP, Emily Carter, who had always championed a more humane approach to immigration. She watched in disbelief as her party veered towards a path she believed could lead to their own downfall. "How can we support this?" Emily exclaimed during a heated meeting with fellow MPs. "This isn't just about politics, it's about people's lives." The room fell silent, tension crackling in the air. Her words hung heavy, igniting a fierce debate among her peers. Would they stand by Braverman, or would they risk their political futures by opposing her? Meanwhile, outside the confines of Parliament, the public's reaction was swift and passionate. Protests erupted across major cities, with activists holding placards that read, "Compassion over cruelty" and "Protect our refugees." The media frenzy intensified, each headline more sensational than the last. Braverman's policies had not only sparked fury within the party but had also reignited discussions about the UK's moral obligation towards those seeking refuge. As the days unfolded, Emily found herself at a crossroads. Should she risk everything to confront Braverman directly? Late one evening, she received an unexpected call from an influential figure within the party, urging her to reconsider her stance. "You know the party is divided on this," the voice warned. "But if you don't act now, you might lose your chance to influence the direction we take." The following week, the tension reached a boiling point. At a crucial party meeting, Braverman presented her policies with unyielding fervor, dismissing the concerns of dissenting voices as unpatriotic. Emily, fueled by a mix of determination and fear, rose to speak. "We cannot sacrifice our values for perceived electoral gain," she implored, her voice trembling with emotion. "We owe it to our constituents to uphold the principles of dignity and respect." But just as it seemed her impassioned plea might sway the room, Braverman interjected, her eyes blazing. "You're naive, Emily. This isn't about values, it's about survival. The electorate demands action." The clash echoed in the hall, leaving everyone on edge. Who would emerge victorious in this ideological battle? As the dust settled, whispers of a potential leadership challenge began to circulate. Could Braverman's uncompromising stance on immigration be her undoing? Or would her allies rally around her, quashing any rebellion? Emily knew that the stakes were higher than ever. She had a choice to make: align with the party's hardline faction or risk everything to lead a movement towards a more compassionate approach. Days turned into weeks, and the political landscape shifted yet again. Emily gathered a coalition of like-minded MPs, determined to push back against Braverman's policies. Their clandestine meetings, filled with hushed tones and furtive glances, became a breeding ground for strategy and resolve. Could they rally enough support to challenge the Home Secretary? Just as they began to gain traction, a shocking revelation emerged. Leaked documents suggested that Braverman had been underestimating public sentiment, particularly among younger voters who were increasingly vocal about their support for refugees. The tide seemed to be turning, but would it be enough to change the hearts of the party's leadership? In a dramatic showdown, the coalition presented their findings to a packed audience at the annual Conservative conference. As Emily took the stage, her heart raced. "We stand at a crossroads," she declared, her voice steady despite the trembling in her hands. "We can choose empathy over fear. We can be a party that protects the vulnerable while ensuring our borders are secure." The room erupted into a cacophony of applause and dissent. Would the party heed her call, or would Braverman's iron grip hold firm? As the camera panned across the audience, capturing the mix of hope and uncertainty in their faces, one question remained: what would be the fate of the Conservative Party, and the future of the UK's immigration policy? As the conference drew to a close, one thing was clear: the fight was far from over. The political landscape was shifting, and with it, the very ideals that defined the party. What lay ahead would not only shape their future but echo through the annals of British history. Would compassion prevail, or would the hard-line stance become the new norm? Only time would tell.